Kenya. At first glance, travelers picture safari jeeps, rolling savanna, a lone giraffe against a burning sunset. But beyond the postcards lies something far older, far wilder. Here, the earth is split open by a valley so vast it can be seen from space, where the bones of our earliest ancestors still rest in silent rock, where elephants march beneath snow-capped giants, and pink flamingos turn entire lakes into living clouds. This is not just a country, it is a cradle of humanity, a land of legends, and a wonder that must be seen to be believed. Stay with us as we journey across Kenya's most breathtaking wonders, captured in cinematic 4K. It begins with a tear in the planet itself. The Great Rift Valley, stretching over 3,700 miles from Lebanon to Mozambique, carves through Kenya like a colossal scar, one so immense it can be seen from orbit. Here, two vast tectonic plates slowly drift apart, pulling the land downward at an imperceptible pace. Over millions of years, this relentless force has birthed volcanoes, escarpments, and deep freshwater lakes, shaping a stage upon which life and humanity itself would rise. At sunrise, light spills over the Moor escarpment, revealing sheer cliffs that plunge 2,000 feet to the valley floor below. Volcanic cones rise like black sentinels from the plains. Lakes shimmer like pieces of broken glass scattered by the gods. This valley holds the oldest secrets of humankind. In its ancient sediments, scientists have uncovered fossils over 4 million years old. Early hominins like Australopithecus, Anamensis, and Homo habilis. It was here, among these dramatic rifts and riverbeds, that our ancestors first stood upright and walked beneath the same sun we see today. Yet, the rift is not a relic, it breathes. Menengai Crater, one of Earth's largest volcanic calderas, yawns nearly 8 miles across. Geysers hiss, fault lines tremble, and alkaline lakes bubble with geothermal life. But perhaps its greatest wonder is its resilience. The valley teems with flamingos, pelicans, and herds of antelope grazing near the water's edge. Towering acacia trees stretch toward an endless horizon. This is where the story of Kenya begins, where Earth split apart and gave birth to landscapes of staggering beauty, and to us. Yet beyond these ancient escarpments, a new scene unfolds. Vast plains where giant elephants march under snow-capped peaks, casting shadows over salt pans that shimmer like silver. South of the rift, where the plains stretch flat and wide, Amboseli National Park awakens beneath the shadow of Africa's tallest mountain. From the dusty horizon, Mount Kilimanjaro rises 19,341 feet, its glaciered crown gleaming white against the deep blue sky. Though the mountain stands across the border in Tanzania, its most iconic view belongs to Kenya, best seen from Amboseli's endless grasslands. And here, a spectacle unfolds unlike anywhere else on Earth. Elephants, hundreds of them, moving in slow, deliberate herds, their tusks massive, curved like ancient ivory sabers. Nowhere else do African elephants grow so large or march so freely, a legacy of generations untouched by poaching. Amboseli is a paradox. At first glance it seems a dry, shimmering expanse. Yet beneath the cracked salt pans and sparse grasses, underground rivers fed by Kilimanjaro's melting snows bring life to this land. Swamps and wetlands, hidden until you draw near, burst with hippos, buffalo, and crowned cranes dancing in the reeds. At dusk, the light turns molten gold. Kilimanjaro's shadow stretches long across the savannah, while giraffes silhouette against the fiery horizon. Dust swirls as wildebeest run, and the air trembles with the low rumble of elephant matriarchs guiding their families to water. Amboseli is more than a park. It is a living cathedral of giants, where each footstep stirs the memory of a wilder, older Africa. And yet, as colossal as these herds are, beyond Amboseli lies an even broader stage, an expanse where millions of animals surge together in the greatest wildlife migration on Earth. Beyond Amboseli's salt-crusted wetlands, the land swells into rolling golden savannahs that stretch further than sight can travel. This is the Maasai Mara, a sanctuary of life so vast, it feels as if the entire Earth breathes here. Every year, the Mara becomes the stage for the Great Migration, the largest overland movement of animals on the planet. Over 1.5 million wildebeest, 200,000 zebras, and 500,000 gazelles surge across the plains in search of rain-fed pastures. From the air, they appear as dark, flowing rivers cutting through seas of gold. Predators follow in silence, lions crouch low in amber grasses, cheetahs stretch into sprints faster than race cars. Nile crocodiles, some stretching 20 feet, wait in the brown churning waters of the Mara River, where life and death meet in chaotic, thundering crossings. But the Mara's wonder is not only in its scale, it is in its balance. It is one of the last places on Earth where the ancient rhythms of predator and prey still play out, much as they did tens of thousands of years ago, unbroken, untamed. At sunset, the sky bleeds crimson and gold, and the savannah ignites with the calls of wildebeest, the roar of lions, and the haunting silhouettes of Maasai warriors watching over their cattle. Here, culture and wilderness share the same heartbeat, echoing through time. Yet as we journey northward from these golden plains, we discover a miracle of colour, a shimmering lake painted by flamingos, where the earth itself reflects the heavens. Nestled within the rift valley's embrace lies a spectacle unlike any other, a lake so alive with colour it seems the sky has fallen into its waters. This is Lake Nakuru, a shallow soda lake that transforms into a living pink canvas. At dawn, a hush falls over the surrounding acacia woodlands. Then, almost imperceptibly, the lake stirs. Thousands, sometimes over 1 million, flamingos rise together, their wings flashing rose and crimson, swirling in hypnotic unison. From afar, they appear as a solid band of pink, stretching for miles along the alkaline shoreline. The lake is a paradox of extremes. Highly saline waters nourish vast blooms of cyanobacteria, microscopic life that feeds these birds and gives them their brilliant hue. Beneath the surface, tilapia dart through mineral-rich shallows, while pelicans glide silently above. Nakuru is not just for birds. Its surrounding savanna shelters white rhinos, Rothschild's giraffes, and leopards, often seen lounging on the lower branches of fever trees. Black and white colobus monkeys swing through the woodlands as waterfalls cascade from nearby cliffs. From the highest lookout point, the vista is pure magic, a mirrored lake glowing with light, framed by volcanic ridges, pink flamingos shimmering like gemstones in the sun. But the valley holds more than colour. It hides an ancient wilderness so vast, so raw, it has earned the name Land of Giants. Stretching across 8,494 square miles, Tsavo is Kenya's largest protected wilderness, a land so vast it feels endless, where nature still moves to its primeval rhythm. Divided into Tsavo East and Tsavo West, this colossal park is home to landscapes that shift from golden savanna to rugged volcanic fields, from palm-lined rivers to rocky plateaus shimmering in the heat. Here roam the legendary red elephants of Tsavo, coated in rust-coloured dust that glows under the African sun. Towering herds march across dry riverbeds, kicking up crimson clouds that hang in the still air like smoke. Their silhouettes against the fiery horizon evoke the image of ancient titans. Tsavo is no tame wilderness. This is the realm of maneless lions, famed in history as the ghosts of Tsavo. Over a century ago, 2 of these lions halted the British Railway by terrorising workers during the building of the Uganda Railway, an untamed ferocity that still lingers in the park's legends. Nature here speaks in extremes. In Tsavo West, Msima Springs bubbles crystal clear water that attracts hippos and crocodiles. Nearby, ancient lava flows, cooled rivers of fire, snake across the landscape, remnants of eruptions from Chulu Hills and long-dead volcanoes. In Tsavo East, the Galana River carves through semi-arid plains, drawing giraffes, kudu and great flocks of birds to its life-giving waters. When thunderstorms roll in, lightning forks across the blood-red earth, and the scent of rain mingles with the primal smell of dust and acacia. Tsavo feels like stepping back to an earth untouched by time. And yet, beyond these red horizons, lies a harsher beauty still, a shimmering desert sea where survival itself is a wonder. Far to the north, where the land turns to baked ochre and desert winds sweep unbroken for miles, an astonishing sight appears. A turquoise inland sea, shimmering like an emerald mirage. This is Lake Turkana, the largest desert lake on Earth, stretching 150 miles long and holding a third of Kenya's fresh water. From above, Turkana gleams deep green against the copper desert, earning its name, the Jade Sea. Volcanic islands rise like blackened crowns from the water. Central Island, a triple crater volcano, still breathes sulphurous steam, reminding all that this lake was born of fire. Its shores are stark and silent, yet rich with history. Fossils unearthed here include the world-famous Turkana boy, a nearly complete skeleton of Homo erectus, dated at 1.6 million years old. This region is not only wild, it is one of humanity's earliest homelands, where our ancestors first adapted to harsh, arid life. Despite its remoteness, Turkana teems with life. Nile crocodiles, some over 18 feet long, patrol the shallows. Migrating birds rest along its volcanic beaches. Tilapia thrive in the alkaline waters, feeding both wildlife and the nomadic Turkana people, who have lived by fishing and herding for centuries. At sunset, the lake glows a molten emerald, the desert air cooling as stars flood the sky. It feels like standing at the very edge of creation itself. From this desert sea, we journey back south to a land of mist and forested peaks, where waterfalls thunder down hidden highlands and clouded valleys shelter elusive creatures. Rising abruptly from the central highlands, the Aberdare Ranges unfold like a hidden emerald crown. Here, cool mist rolls through dense bamboo forests, and moss-draped trees whisper of a Kenya few ever see. The Aberdares are a realm of water and mystery. From these high plateaus, countless rivers are born, cascading down sheer cliffs to form some of Kenya's most spectacular waterfalls. Karuru Falls, the tallest of them all, plummets over 890 feet in 3 magnificent tiers, so high that its spray lingers in the air like silver mist. Nearby, Gura Falls roars down a narrow gorge, carving thunder through ancient rock. Wildlife thrives in this montane sanctuary. The forests shelter giant forest hogs, black leopards, and the elusive bongo antelope, a striking striped creature seen by only the luckiest travelers. Herds of buffalo graze in open glades, while colobus monkeys leap between towering canopies above. But there's also a sense of the sacred here. For centuries, these clouded peaks have been revered by the Kikuyu people, who believe the Aberdares are home to spirits and ancestral blessings. Hidden within the misty folds of these mountains, they built secret meeting places during Kenya's struggle for independence, forests that still hum with quiet history. At dawn, the highlands glow in hues of emerald and gold. Waterfalls catch the first light, spilling rainbows into the valleys below. And when the clouds part, the view stretches endlessly across the Rift Valley, a breathtaking reminder that this land is the water tower of Kenya, nourishing rivers and lives far beyond these hills. From these misty heights, we descend to the shimmering coastline of the Indian Ocean, where powdery white sands and turquoise waters create one of the world's most beautiful beaches. Where the Emerald Highlands meet the vast Indian Ocean, Kenya reveals a different face, a coastline so radiant it feels sculpted by light itself. This is Diani Beach, a stretch of 17 miles of pristine powder white sand, kissed by turquoise waters, so clear they seem lit from within. palm trees sway in the warm breeze, their reflections dancing on shallow tidal pools. The lagoon's gentle gradient stretches far into the horizon, where traditional Swahili dhows glide silently across calm seas, their triangular sails glowing amber in the setting sun. Beneath the surface lies an underwater Eden. Coral reefs teem with parrotfish, angelfish and rays that glide like ghostly kites through beams of light. Sea turtles nest on these shores, while dolphins play offshore, leaping beside wooden boats as if celebrating the timeless rhythm of ocean life. At dawn, the beach glows pink as the tide retreats, leaving intricate patterns on the sand. Fishermen wade through shallows casting hand-woven nets, their silhouettes recalling centuries of Swahili tradition. Inland, mangrove forests breathe life into tidal creeks, providing sanctuary for kingfishers and herons. Evenings at Diani are a canvas of fire, sunsets bleeding gold and crimson into tranquil waters, the only sound the soft hiss of waves and the rustle of palms. Yet just north of these tranquil sands lies another wonder beneath the waves, a protected marine park where coral gardens bloom in dazzling colours, guarded by dolphins and whale sharks. North of Diani, where Kenya's coast bends into a gentle crescent, lies a hidden underwater masterpiece. This is Watamu Marine National Park, a sanctuary of coral gardens and crystalline lagoons that feels otherworldly in its beauty. Established in 1968, Watamu is one of the oldest marine parks in Africa, protecting 20 square miles of vibrant coral reefs. Beneath the surface, living cathedrals of staghorn and brain coral rise like submerged castles, painted in hues of violet, gold and sapphire. Thousands of tropical fish, striped sergeant majors, electric blue parrotfish, and iridescent butterfly fish flash like living jewels among the reefs. In deeper waters, green and hawksbill turtles glide with graceful serenity, while pods of spinner dolphins dance beside wooden dhows. During certain seasons, even the gentle whale shark, the world's largest fish, drifts through these turquoise channels, feeding on plankton beneath the tropical sun. Above the waves, tidal sandbars emerge at low tide, forming luminous white islands where seabirds gather. Mangrove forests fringe the coast, filtering seawater and nurturing juvenile fish, creating one of the richest marine ecosystems in East Africa. From the glass bottom of a boat or floating in calm shallows, Watamu reveals a kaleidoscope of life unseen on land, a silent, weightless Eden beneath rolling ocean swells. But Kenya's wonders are not confined to sea and sand. Inland, volcanic forces still shape the land, creating alien geothermal landscapes where flamingos thrive among geysers and boiling springs. Tucked deep within the Rift Valley, surrounded by dry acacia scrub and ochre hills, lies one of Kenya's most surreal landscapes, Lake Bogoria. At first glance, it's a still, shimmering mirror under the blazing sun. But step closer, and the lake reveals its otherworldly secrets. The shoreline trembles with life as flamingos, hundreds of thousands, blanket the water's edge, their pink plumage glowing against the lake's deep blue. When startled, they rise as one, a living storm of colour swirling high into the hot air before settling again like drifting petals. Bogoria's magic is forged by fire. The lake sits atop a volcanic hotspot, and its shores boil with geothermal geysers, steaming vents, and bubbling springs that hiss and roar like the breath of the earth itself. The air shimmers with heat, carrying the scent of minerals and sulfur. Unlike many Rift Valley lakes, Bogoria's high alkalinity creates a sanctuary for cyanobacteria and algae, which feed the vast flamingo flocks. Despite the seemingly harsh environment, life thrives here in dazzling abundance. From nearby escarpments, the view is nothing short of transcendent. A great bowl of mountains cradling a sapphire lake rimmed with pink, dotted by columns of steam rising into a cloudless sky. When storms sweep through, lightning arcs across the valley, striking the hills while rainbows shimmer in geyser mist. This is Kenya's geothermal heart, a fiery wonder where land, water and sky seem to merge into a dreamscape. From here, the rift stretches endlessly, leading us back to the grandeur of rivers, plains and peaks that define this land. In Kenya's northern frontier, where arid plains stretch to distant mountains and desert winds whisper through thorny acacia, lies a sanctuary of wild elegance, Samburu National Reserve. This is not the green savanna of the Mara. Samburu is a land of resilience, a semi-desert oasis carved by the Iwasongiro River, its muddy waters lined with doom palms and fig trees that shimmer in the heat. Here, life has adapted in extraordinary ways. This is home to the Samburu Special 5, wildlife found almost nowhere else in Kenya. The Grevy's zebra, with its fine pinstripes and large ears. The reticulated giraffe, patterned in striking geometric patches. The Somali ostrich, with blue legs and neck. The Besa oryx, its slender horns sweeping like desert crescents. And the Gerenuk, a gazelle that stands upright to nibble leaves beyond the reach of others. Lions, leopards and cheetahs stalk the dunes. Elephants march to the river's edge, dusting themselves in ochre earth. Crocodiles lurk beneath sandy banks, while hornbills flash bright wings across the endless sky. But Samburu is more than its wildlife. It is a living tapestry of culture. The Samburu people, cousins to the Maasai, have thrived here for centuries, herding cattle and camels through this rugged expanse. Clad in beaded ornaments and vibrant shukas, they move with the land's rhythm, their traditions as enduring as the desert itself. At sunset, the river turns molten gold. Silhouettes of giraffes stretch against jagged hills, and the calls of distant warriors drift through the cooling air. Samburu feels untouched, eternal, a wild symphony beating to the ancient pulse of northern Kenya. From these arid northern savannas, our journey turns south once more, to Kenya's coast, where history and ocean meet in a city shaped by centuries of spice trade and empire. On Kenya's sunlit coast, where turquoise waves kiss golden shores, rises a city unlike any other in East Africa, a living chronicle of trade, culture and conquest. This is Mombasa, a 900-year-old port city, and the beating heart of Kenya's connection to the Indian Ocean. Step into Mombasa's old town, and time begins to blur. Narrow alleys wind between coral stone houses, their carved wooden doors framed by bougainvillea and iron balconies. The air carries the scents of spices, cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, echoing centuries of trade between Africa, Arabia, India, and Europe. But Mombasa is more than its past. The city hums with modern vibrance. Fishermen return at dawn with shimmering catches. Wooden dhows sail silently across a cobalt horizon. And beneath the waters, coral reefs teem with tropical fish and darting sea turtles. From the harbour, the Indian Ocean stretches endlessly eastward. This coastline has launched voyages of discovery, welcomed explorers and merchants, and connected cultures for nearly a millennium. As the sun sets behind Fort Jesus, turning its weathered walls to molten gold, the ocean breeze carries whispers of Swahili poets and sailors from distant lands. Here, Kenya's story meets the sea, a final wonder where history, culture, and natural beauty converge, completing a journey across a land shaped by time, fire, and tide. From the ancient scars of the Great Rift Valley to the ocean's shimmering edge in Mombasa, Kenya is a land where time and nature have conspired to create wonders beyond imagination. We've stood among elephants beneath snow-capped Kilimanjaro, witnessed the Great Migration thundering across golden plains, and watched flamingos paint entire lakes in living pink. We've crossed volcanic deserts to emerald seas, wandered through misty highland waterfalls, and sailed above coral gardens glowing beneath the Indian Ocean sun. This is not just a country, it is the earth remembering its own story. Here, in the cradle of humanity, life first walked upright, and it still moves with the same ancient rhythm. Rivers carving valleys, mountains breathing mist, herds migrating beneath timeless skies. As dawn breaks over Kenya, light spills across savannahs, deserts, forests and reefs, revealing a land as untamed and awe-inspiring as it was millions of years ago. It is a living legend, a place where every horizon feels like the beginning of the world. And as the final dhow disappears into the golden haze of the Indian Ocean, we are left with a single undeniable truth. Kenya is not just to be seen. It is to be felt, to be remembered, a wonder forever etched in the soul of Earth. If this journey through Kenya's timeless wonders moved you, join us as we explore the planet's last wild frontiers. Subscribe and let the next adventure carry you even further.